Everything's ship-shape here on the Halifax waterfront. You're looking at the last Corvette. This is the HMCS Sackville, a magnificent ship, the last of its kind in the world. I'm joined now by Bill Woodburn, the chair of the Canadian Naval Memorial Trust, and Rick Powell, who's the first lieutenant of the HMCS Sackville. What a pleasure to be with you both today. Thank you so much.
Well, it's great to have you, and I want to say welcome to the gem of Halifax Harbor. As you said, this is the last ship, the last Corvette in existence. There were worldwide 368 of them manufactured, built between the UK, Canada, and Australia. And this is the last one, the last to fight in the war, World War II, the Battle of the Atlantic, but she is also the last of her kind in the world. And she represents not only a fighter, not only the sailors that went to sea, but she represents the story of Canada at a very important time in our history. And she's a historic icon here, right on the Halifax waterfront.
And she's easy on the eyes. It's a beautiful ship. I really love this ship. Now, Rick, I want to bring you in. The Sackville's role in the Battle of the Atlantic, explain what the ship would have been doing at that time.
Yes, she was built as an anti-submarine warfare escort. When you had convoys sailing across the North Atlantic, either way, you had to protect the convoys. Because initially during the war, convoy ships, they didn't convoy, and they were picked off quite severely. They came up with the convoy concept, and that way, by sending them across in a group, you could then afford them protection with our anti-submarine warfare ships, these escorts. What their job was to surround the main body. They basically would protect it, particularly when the submarines, the wolf pack, would attack the convoys.
All right, so when this ship was in action, it must have been, incredible to see so many people on board. 47 people would have been working on the ship at that time.
Well, actually, it was designed for 47. It typically had 80 to 85 people on board.
Wow.
So you can imagine how tight it was, how wet it was. Often people describe these ships as it would roll on a wet blade of grass. So very much like a cork in the water,
Yeah.
Very maneuverable, but very uncomfortable. Basic food, minimal use of water, saving that water for the boilers on board. I mean, it was a tough go.
I love that this ship is here. We want it to be here for a lot longer so that my grandchildren can see it and their grandchildren can see it. So to make that possible, you're raising money.
We are. Eventually, we're going to have to change out the hull, and that essentially means cutting the hull off and putting on new steel. Okay, and that will give the ship at least another 80 years of life. And so we're aiming a campaign to make that happen. We have some interesting supporters. People like Tom Hanks is an honorary member
Really?
of the trust here.
Well, anybody can be an honorary member. I mean, good for Tom, but I can be an honorary member. How do you do that?
You could be an honorary member. You could also be a life member. Costs you $1,000, but you're good for life. Typically, our trustees, we have about 1,000 across the country, down in the States, over in the UK. An annual membership is $75 a year. It's a living memorial to all those that served at sea, that sacrificed, and continue to serve today. It's representing and making sure we don't forget those that we all today benefit from their efforts.
That is beautifully said. And for you, what is your favorite thing about being associated with the Sackville?
Well, I'm also one of the Trustee Guides. When the ship is open for the summer, we invite Trustee Guides, who are older people who may have served in the military, to come down to help greet the visitors and guests coming on board. My favorite part of that as a guide is that you'll get people who will come on board, they'll identify themselves, where their grandfather or their father served in the Second World War, or even sailed in a Corvette, or even Sackville. And when you get a chance to get into a sidebar discussion with them, it becomes quite interesting, because you learn so many interesting things about the history of the people who actually worked and served in these ships.
Well, I know that when you visit, you're going to find something interesting about the history of this magnificent ship. Thank you, gentlemen, both so much for your time today. And we have put all the information on our website so that you can find out the details as well. But what's the date that this ship will be open to the public every day?
So the 26th of June is our big opening day. And from then on, we are open every day until just after Remembrance Day in November.
Amazing. All right, I cannot wait to visit again. Every time I come on this ship, I learn something new. Thank you again.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.